BCI is Barrow, Colorado Island. It is this island of 15 square kilometers that's in the middle of Gatun Lake, which is part of the waterway for the Panama Canal. So we're right in the middle of the Isthmus of Panama in a freshwater lake. My name is Jackie Giacalone Willis. I am an associate of the Smithsonian Tropical Research Institute here in Panama, an associate in communications. That's because I work with classrooms in New Jersey and other parts of the world. And I also am director of a science education center at Montclair State University. I am a mammologist by training, and I also am a general field ecologist. So those are my specialties. I was reappointed as STRI's communication associate just this past month in order to help STRI get out the word about the kinds of ecological research that is going on here, and to present a public image for classrooms and lay people who are in need of understanding what scientists really do when they're out here in the forest. STRI's outreach efforts have been really important in changing student attitudes towards animals and ecosystems and helping them understand why it's important to preserve ecosystems. So this is a key factor in what will happen in the future in conservation worldwide. I research and monitor mammalian populations with my husband Greg. Greg and I do an annual mammal census here on BCI. We've been doing this for 25 years. What we do is we actually have two foci. One focus is that we walk the trails for more than 100 kilometers, and in that trail walking we record all of the mammals that we see, where we see them, when. We have a database that can be analyzed for understanding changes in population. We also, since 1994, have had trail cameras out in the forest that record the animals in photographs as they walk by. So we have a year-round camera trapping and a seasonal trail walking census. We're using a set of cameras right now that are digital cameras that are manufactured by Reconyx Corporation in the States, and they work with us to help upgrade the cameras to suit tropical habitats, because this particular area, this forest, is very hard on electronic equipment. What we do is we set up the cameras. This time we had 25 cameras out in the forest. We set them up for 2.5 months, and the cameras run on their batteries and with their memory cards for that full time. And we're very happy that the product is as reliable as it is. The tropical habitat here is very hard on electronic equipment. The humidity is very high, and rainfall in the rainy season is very heavy, and there may even be rainfall in the dry season. So the equipment tends to get damp, and if we open the cameras in the forest to change the memory cards and the batteries outdoors, usually that's too much humidity for the electronics to bear. So that's our main problem. We have to change the cameras indoors in a dry atmosphere where there's air conditioning, and then once they warm up outside, put them out there in the forest and let them run, we hope. When we're using these cameras, what we're looking for is species that we don't see when we're doing the walking census on the trails. There are many species in tropical forests that are nocturnal or extremely cryptic, that is very hidden. Species of mammals that walk on the trails at nighttime, that even if we walk on the trails, we might not see them. And this includes in particular the cat species. And there are 5 cat species on this island. This biodiversity is wonderful, and the cat species are the smallest, the size of a house cat, a margay, a little larger, a jaguarundi, then the ocelots and the pumas, and of course the biggest one recently on the island is jaguar at about 150 to 175 pounds. We had a very exciting find in April. On April 20th, a jaguar got his picture taken by one of our cameras, and I was scanning through about 3,000 photos, going quickly looking at agoutis and deer and peccaries and ocelots, little spotted cats, and suddenly there was this huge spotted cat right in the middle of the field of view. I knew immediately it was a jaguar, and it was very exciting because nobody had ever gotten a picture of a jaguar on this island before, and this island has been studied by scientists for 85 years. Finding a picture of a jaguar here on BCI helps us get a better handle on animal movements in the Panama Canal area. We don't know exactly how many jaguars there are in the Isthmus of Panama. We just know there aren't many. And the Panama Canal area is particularly vital to the corridor, the biological corridor that is recognized as a passageway for gene flow, that is the genetic flow of genetic material from animals that may be as far north as the United States all the way down to Argentina. So if the entire species of jaguar is going to remain a healthy species, there needs to be gene flow pretty much uninterrupted, especially across the Isthmus of Panama. This photo shows that jaguars do swim out in the lake, and they can happen to come here, but otherwise we don't know very much about what they're doing out there. This jaguar swam from somewhere on the mainland. The closest point would be about 200 meters minimally of swimming, but he could have done more like 800 meters. We just don't know where he came from, and this is something that we probably will never know. There are a lot of reasons why a jaguar might come to Barro Colorado Island. One of them is hunting pressure from the mainland. There's a lot of poaching going on. Even though it is illegal to shoot jaguars in Panama, they are often hunted. There's legal protection, but it is not actually enforced. So a jaguar has a tough time on the mainland trying to avoid humans, and may also find it very hard to find a mate. So he may have been looking around for a more peaceful place to live and a place with a female. And there are no female jaguars on BCI. We have only this one lonely jaguar. Okay, the Rainforest Connection is a two-way video chat program that allows researchers and graduate assistants and research assistants here in Panama and in other places to talk with students directly in their classrooms. So students can see and hear us, and we can see them, and they can ask us questions, they can tell us about their observations, and we can have an ongoing conversation about science.